take a look at that. Girl, you got good taste, where you cook it at? You can mingle with the cool kids. I'm out here sweating like a preacher in a pool pit. Even when I'm down bad, I know how to bounce back. I know I got her, and she look good, don't she? On top of that, she good for me. Made me wanna say, and even though I got plenty, if I'm down to my last penny, I still got her. I know I got her. I know I got her. Even when I'm down bad, yeah, I know how to bounce back. Cause you know I got her. And she look good, don't she? On top of that, she good for me. Made me wanna say, even though I got plenty, if I'm down to my last penny, I still got her. I still got her. I still got her.
Yeah. All right, I got him. T-Stead, look, look, yeah. Full court press or full blitz, we going all out. It don't matter any time of day, I came to ball out. We TCG, never duck a smoker, any call out. Better be ready to go to war until we fall out. 0 to 60 like Ludacris, we came to roll out. You know I gotta get my check, so please don't make me hold out. Bust down Cuban a summer day, I make it cold. They was hot then, now they cold now. Left is dripping, I got it froze now. Went from rags to riches, take the clothes now. My name heavy all across the globe now. We ain't playing HBCU, I strike up the band. Stomping on them like a cute dog or alpha man. In Miami, hard rock jumping like a rock band. You know me, I love my green and cheese like a Packers fan. I'm a player, gotta keep it player, how the game go. With the steppers, I ain't gotta tell them, they just train to go. Calling plays and I'm calling shots like the head coach. First class, so we take the private, we don't do coach. They was hot then, now they cold now. They was hot then, now they cold. They was hot then, now they cold now.
Yeah, you know we global with it. Black fit, limo tint, you don't know who in it. Whole team having motion, world know winning. I'm known for handling business, the other dudes known for dissing. Big motion, boy, big vibing, boy. Tell her pipe that loud talk down, cause they ain't making noise. Yeah, homie, we them boys, who they be preaching about. If you see LT around, Reballo's bound to make a crowd. Let it try.
Many, money, mo, I knock them down 3 in a row. From the street straight to the field, from the field right to the show. All my dogs is trained to go, make sure my people don't work no more. Been let down so many times and stabbed my back, I swear it don't hurt no more. Got dirt all on my hands, but I still watching and count this money. I had to stop rocking so many chains, I was trying to work out and it hurt my stomach. I get them rap, that boy mommy. Black on black, this Maybach done. When times was dark, we stood on the block around the clock, now my life son. I had to make it out, rest in peace to Dolph, I took that paper out. Wanted some more laying out on the dough and bought my neighbor's house. I done so many favors for some people, feel like I'm favored out. No eating in, we taking out. Same people who was cheering, they hating now, but so what? Dan Marino seats inside this Rolls truck, they dolphin blue. Big homie, y'all little boys better remember who y'all talking to. It's gonna cost you like a 50 for me and the gang, and we just walking through. We counting money often too.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway here in Las Vegas.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9. Tua going to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Uchenna and Nwosu got the sack there. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Looking to pass. Tua. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. 12 yards on the return that time. The Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Come on. Hey!
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker, 28 yards. And the Seahawks are on the board here first in the season opener. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Second and 9 now from the 21. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Daniil Hunter. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes. Fielded at the 33. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Flushed out right. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Up the middle, here's Walker. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 20, here's a 2nd and 5.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, 60.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And complete to Smith-Njigba. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then
touchdown! DK Metcalf from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Here's 2nd and 10.
All right, let's go.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Tua sets up to pass it. He had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. Mark that down as a punt return of 78 yards. And the Seahawks are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 21-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Seahawks 21, Raiders nothing.
Second quarter from Vegas, the homestanding Raiders with a football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And this is going to be a Raiders 1st down as good running gets them to about the 44.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a toss to the left for Jacobs. And the running lane's non-existent in this 1st half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a long second.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the 1st on 3rd. Now Tua. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this 1st half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 57 yards rushing for him in this 1st half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll look to throw here. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Go! 70 Lions.
Here's Walker. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks are able to add on to their 1st half lead. Well, it's only week 1, CD, but right now this offense, they look in mid-season form.
And what we're seeing is the benefits of all their dedication in the offseason. OTAs, mini camps, preseason, you name it, they did it. All that work in preparation, we're seeing them play really well right now. They're making it all pay off.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster. And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
The Raiders on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
Taken in at the 11. It's a 57-yard punt, 14 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Cougar 19.
Back to Walker on first down. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Again, it's Walker. And some room to work. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An even 100 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Now this offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it.
Now 2nd and 9.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Outright to Smith and Jigba. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Cardinal.
They'll run for it. It's Walker. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. I love those plays. 4th and 1, that's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
Smith and Jigbo hauling it in on the out route. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And, boy, here's a sight you don't want to see. Ken Walker injured on that last play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check smash, check smash.
They'll set up to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 141 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And he's got it as the score is now 31-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The last time, everything looked pretty good except that final play on the pick six. And now they've got to come right back out here, Charles, and try to pick up the pieces and get things going again.
Yeah, it certainly seems dire, doesn't it? But there is a silver lining, and it is hard to see so soon after that touchdown. But the game plan was definitely working. They were generating offense, had the ball beyond midfield, getting wins on each down against the defense. So they're moving it well. They just have to hang on to it.
Yeah, as you said, though, probably tough to remember those good things on that last drive when it ended like it did. Second and 9 now. Man open downfield, it's Metcalf. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Solo left Zion.
Here's Tua. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. That catch, by the way, number 940 in his career, so he's 60 away from a grand. But 940, that ties him with Art Monk.
And I think it's fitting that he tied Art Monk because of the way that he goes about his business, the way that he plays the game. Not a lot of flash, not a lot of dash, but plenty of production.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. A stoppage here following the play, and it looks like Josh Jacobs was shaken up and in need of some assistance. We always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Adams, the man in motion left. On 2nd down now, it's Crawford, and he'll get it down to the play to the 37. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL. Watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Throw caught by Mayer. And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. It'll go down as a gain of 6, 3rd and 7 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And after the interception, they are sitting. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
65, 65.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. And 2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them. Show the world they're up to the challenge.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do. And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens, because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
Blocking 18.
Walker going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times...
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Seahawks are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into Week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Brought down by Ed Oliver.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 6.
20 TH.
Once again, it's Jacobs. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Here's 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
All right, fellas, listen up.
2 and now on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Uchenna Nwosu in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement